ለመማር ወደ ትምህርት ተቋም መሄድ ግድ አይደለም።
ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ
ራሳችሁን ከኮሮና ቫይረስ ወረርሽኝ እየጠበቃችሁ በቤታችሁ ወይም በተመቻችሁ ቦታ
በኢንተርኔት አማካኝነት በኦንላይን ትምህርታችሁን መከታተል ይቻላል።
ካናዳ ከሚገኘው ኢንተርናሽናል ኤር ትራንስፖርት አሶሲዬሽን አያታና
ከእንግሊዙ ኢንስቲትዩት ኦፍ ኮመርሻል ማኔጅመንት ICM ጋር በመተባበር የሚሰጡ ትምህርቶችን ተከታትላችሁ በ6 ወር ጊዜ በዓለም አቀፍ ደረጃ ተቀባይነት ያለውን የስልጠና ማስረጃ ባለቤት መሆን ይቻላል።
ከኢትዮጵያ ሲቪል አቪዬሽን ባለስልጣን ሙሉ ዕውቅና ባገኘንባቸው የፍላይት ኦፕሬሽን እና የሆስተስ ስልጠናም በምዝገባ ላይ ነን።
ጥያቄና መልስ፣ የክፍል ስራዎች ብሎም ፈተና መፈተን ክፍል ውስጥ እንዳላችሁ አይነት
ልምድ ባላቸው መምህራን እየተማራችሁ
በኦንላይን ባላችሁበት ቦታ
አድራሻ ከ22 ማዞሪያ ወደ ሾላ ገበያ በሚወስደው መንገድ 150 ሜትር ገባ ብሎ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ
የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ
ህልሞን እውን ያደርጋል።
As you recall our discussion, we have discussed about globalization. We have dealt that globalization is one of the current affairs in which the whole world is getting closer and closer. In good and the bad times, the whole world is just acting as if they are one and the same. At the same time, there is also the question of regionalism in protecting one's identity. The identity, the culture, the distinctive feature of states become deteriorating from time to time. And there exist two confronting sides. On one hand, many states prefer to have a globalized view. On the other hand, there comes the mentality of regionalism, in which countries wanted to protect their countries, their states, and they want to hold or they wanted to maintain their identity. So in between these two conflicts, the middle ground is that globalization has its own merits, its own advantage. So in order to enhance this advantage and reduce the disadvantage, countries do have a responsibility to fight against this conquer is the main agenda that we have discussed previously. Yeah. Last time, in the first house, globalization and globalization. የዚህ ዘመን አንዱ ትልቁ ኢሹ ነው። ስለዚህ ዓለም በአጠቃላይ በተለይ ደግሞ አፍሪካ በይበልጥ ደግሞ የኢትዮጵያን ሲቹዌሽን ባለፈው ለማየት ሞክረን ነበር ማለት ነው። So with regard to African influence, like any other continent, Africa is not exceptional. It's affected by the negative consequences of globalization. Africa is a continent. ስለዚህ ከዚህ ባለፈው ትምህርታችን የምንረዳው ነገር አፍሪካ እንደ ማንኛውም ኮንቲኔንት በዚህ ግሎባላይዜሽን ምክንያት የደረሰውን positive, negative issue ተመልክተናል ማለት ነው። One of the good consequence of globalization is Africa able to collect the maximum aid ever. Okay, it's because the Africa continent is victim of political eruption frequently. Drought is over there all the time. Hunger is over there, lack of transparency, corruption, lack of democracy, poor leading management, and so on. All these things summed up to put Africa on the problematic situation. For this reason, the whole continent understand this problem, and many aids, not only financial aid actually, but we have also get trained. ስለዚህ እንዳልኳችሁ የአፍሪካ ችግሮች ብዙ በመሆናቸው በጣም ብዙ ኤድ እርዳታ ማለት ነው ብዙ እርዳታ እንደ ግሎባል ወርልድ እየተሰበሰበ We move to the last chapter of this course. የዚህን ኮርስ የመጨረሻውን ቻፕተር ዛሬ እንጀምራለን. And today is going to be our final meeting. I hope you are sending your assignments, your work that I have provided you so far. So today I'm going to summarize what we have discussed so far, and we'll have a brief discussion on the fifth chapter, that is on major contemporary global issues. Okay, the contemporary, that means the current global issues, looks like what? What is the current situation in the world that we are living? And what sort of things really worried the whole world is going to be today's discussion point. ዛሬ የመጨረሻውን ቻፕተር ነው የምናየው። ዛሬም የመጨረሻው ክላሳችን ነው የሚሆነው። አሳይመንት ያላችሁ ሰዎች በትክክለኛው አድሬስ ለመላክ ሞክሩ። The last chapter is about major contemporary global issues. Okay, one of the most important the 21st century issues include different things. If you have considered the 21st century, that is the century of things that characterize the world. For example, social networking is one of the common phenomena that's widespread all over the world. The Facebook, the Twitter, and other social medias really help. So, global communication and terrorism, these are some of the common phenomena we happen to see in the world. Not only this, but the global market is shifted from USA these days to China, Brazil, and India in some Arab states. Therefore, trade is also, or economic well-beingness is also the other common factor that really bother the whole world. ስለዚህ ዛሬ የምናየው ነገር ምንድነው? አሁን በምንኖርበት ሴንቸሪ በዓለም ላይ ያሉ በጣም አሳሳቢ አንገብጋቢ ሁላችንንም ዓለም ላይ የምንኖር እዚህ ፕላኔት እርዝ ላይ የምንኖር ሰዎችን በሙሉ የሚያሳስቡንን አንዳንድ ነገሮች ለማየት እንሞክራለን ማለት ነው። That's what we mean by major and contemporary global issues. Let me ask you some questions. What do you think the most prominent problem in the world these days? እስቲ ከናንተ መሃል በጣም ዓለምን የሚያሳስባት በዚህ ጊዜ በዚህ ሰዓት can you list some of the problems that we as a society, as a living creature in this world bother about? ምን ያስጨንቀናል በዚህ ሰዓት?
Corona.
Yeah, the new pandemic is one of the problems that everybody worry about these days. Very good. The new pandemic is one of the የአየር ንብረት ለውጥ environmental pollution. Yeah. Ice melting. Very good. Ice melting.
Global warming.
Global warming. Very good. Very good. Yes. Leilas? Okay, look at you. These days, currently, there are major issues that everybody are concerned. Okay, ስለዚህ አሁን እንደጠቀሳችሁት የተለያዩ ዓለምን የሚያሳስባት ችግሮች አሉና እሱን ዛሬ ለማየት እንሞክራለን ማለት ነው። As you know, becomes very much sensitive, and the power is shifted from USSR to USA. Power ዓለምን የሚያንቀጠቅጥ የሚባለው አይነት ስልጣን ከሶቪየት ህብረት ወደ አሜሪካ የመጣበት ጊዜ ማለት ነው። During the Cold War, as you recall from your history lesson, ከታሪክ ትምህርታችሁ እንደምትረዱት, there was a time called Cold War in which the two antagonizing states fought for different interests. But after this period, there comes international community is now preoccupied with other issues like terrorism. disparities in wealth between developed and developing states. The highest gap between developed and developing states is the other major or critical problem that we are in. Okay, environmental issues are the other major topic that makes what makes the issue a global issue. Okay, it's not the problem of one or two countries, but it is the problem of the whole world. Therefore, currently, currently there are, or the following are major problems that the world are really worrying about. The first problem that we can consult is about global terrorism. Okay, the question is terrorism can be, you know, sometimes there is a saying called someone's terrorist is another's freedom fighter. Someone's terrorist can be considered as a freedom fighter for any other party. Okay, they are saying that they are preaching their religion. They say that they are spreading democracy for some people, for instance, and they are thinking as if they are fighting for freedom. For instance, take a look at Boko Haram. What they are saying that they are fighting for the freedom of women, yeah, while they are abducting women. በተቻለ መጠን ዋና ዋና ነጥቦችን ተናግሬ ለመጨረስ እሞክራለሁ። አንዱ ለአንዱ ቴሮሪስት ብለን የምናስበው ሰው ለሌላው ፓርቲ ደግሞ ምንድነው እንደ ፍሪደም ፋይተር ነው። ለምሳሌ እንዳልኳችሁ ቅድም ቦኮ ሀራምን ውሰዱ። this organized party are considered themselves as a freedom fighter. They are fighting against women's rights violation. However, what they are really doing is the reverse. እነዚህ ቦኮ ሀራም የሚባሉት የሴቶች ትምህርት ጥሩ አይደለም፣ ሴቶች ትምህርት ቤት መሄድ የለባቸው፣ ሴቶች ቤት ነው መሆን ያለባቸው የሚል አስተሳሰብ ያለው ግሩፕ ነው እና ለአንደኛው እንደ ፍሪደም ፋይተር የሚቆጠረው ለሌላኛው ደግሞ ቴሮሪስት ሊሆን ይችላል ነው የሚለው። So terrorism is one of the global security problem characterized by the use of violence in the form of hostage taking, bombing, hijacking, and other indiscriminate attacks on the civilians target. How terrorism can be exercised? It's by hijacking different trains or helicopter or airplanes. Okay, አውሮፕላኖችን በመጥለፍ okay. So the first problem that we can see is terrorism in different forms. And let's see what are the conducive factors for terrorism. What brings the increment of terrorism at different parts of the world. The first is, the free traveling system from one place to another place. People are highly choosing a private life than having a social life. The feeling of hopelessness, okay? People feel hopeless so that they can easily join this terrorist group. And the lack of democracy, political eruption all the time, government adequacy to address these problems are some of the conducive factors for the growth of this problem in the international level. So if we have to divide terrorism, በጣም ስለዚህ አንዳንዱን ራሳችሁ ታነባላችሁ ማለት ነው፣ ወይም ሪቪዥን ላይ በምትመለሱበት ጊዜ ድጋሚ እናያለን። ዶሜስቲክ ቴሮሪዝም የምንላቸው they don't pass cross borders and they are within the country, and their main issues most of the time are nationalist terrorism. People feel that their countries are suppressed of different democratic and human rights. For this reason, they stand to fight for freedom for many people. ለሀገራቸው ለህዝባቸው እንደ ተንገብግበናል ስለ ህዝባችን ራይት ብለው የሚነሱትን fighters, we call them nationalist terrorists እንላቸዋለን. Some people are religious terrorists ናቸው. They want their religion on the top, and they target different countries. ታርጌታቸው አንድ ቦታ ሳይሆን they can target different parts of the world at the same time. Okay. At the same time, they wanted to attack many places, many distances can be covered under this terrorist attack. So this is called global. On one hand, the national terrorist and the global terrorism. The other problem that becomes the problem of the current world is nuclear weapon and the proliferation or the growth of nuclear weapons. Okay, you know how much nuclear weapon is really worrying the world. Okay, ይሄ nuclear weapon ምንለው አንድ ከተማ ብቻ ሳይሆን አገር በደቂቃዎች ውስጥ አመድ የሚያደርግ እንደ nuclear war ለምሳሌ within very short period of time the whole world becomes silent. Okay, dead. So countries show how much they are powerful, how much they have the power to attack the whole world within very short period of time by their accumulation of nuclear power. Take a look at to both Koreans, for example. ሁለቱን ኮሪያዎች ተመልከቱ ለምሳሌ the South and North Korea. They are showing that they have the good military power is not enough to show that you are superpower, but you do have also military, nuclear weapons. So when there happen much nuclear weapons in the world, so one day we don't know that this problem might be erupted so as to show who is who. So the accumulation of nuclear weapon is the other major problem that we are facing. There is poor internet connection today. Internet is very poor now. ስለዚህ soon you will come back to school and we'll try to cover the last sessions in classroom. But generally speaking, before we depart, ከመለያየታችን በፊት ይሄኛውን ቻፕተር እንደዚሁ እንድታነቡት እፈልጋለሁ። ይሄ ቀላልም ነው፣ ይሄን ያክል ብዙ ከባድ አይደለም። እንዳልኳችሁ ቴሮሪዝም አንዱ የዓለማችን ትልቅ ችግር ነው። የኒውክሊየር ቦምብ ሌላኛው በጣም አሳሳቢ ዓለምን የሚያስጨንቃት ነገር ነው። ሶስተኛውና በጣም ደግሞ አንገብጋቢው የሆነ unbalanced or inequality of wealth. Some states are extremely rich and others are extremely poor. በዓለም ላይ ያለው ከፍተኛ የሀብት ኢኒኳሊቲ እኩል አለመሆን፣ አንዳንዶች በጣም ሪች የሆኑ ሀገሮች አሉ፣ አንዳንዶች ደግሞ እንደ ኢትዮጵያን መመልከት እንችላለን። አፍሪካ ውስጥ ያሉ ብዙ ሀገሮች ደግሞ በጣም ከድህነት ወለል በታች የሚገኙ ናቸው። ስለዚህ inequality of wealth is the other major problem the world is worried about. The last problem is global warming or environmental problem.
ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ጥራት ባለው ስልጠና ልዩነት መፍጠር ዋናው ዓላማው ነው። ከከፍተኛ ትምህርት አግባብነትና ጥራት ኤጀንሲ ሙሉ ዕውቅና ባገኘንባቸው በማስተርስ ፕሮግራም ኤምቢኤ በስትራቴጂክ ማኔጅመንት፣ ኤምቢኤ በቢዝነስ ሊደርሺፕ፣ ኤምቢኤ በሪስክና ኢንሹራንስ፣ ኤምቢኤ በባንኪንግና ፋይናንስ፣ ኤምኤስሲ በኢንተርናሽናል ትሬድና ኢኮኖሚክስ፣ ኤምኤ በሆስፒታሊቲ ማኔጅመንት፣ ኤምኤ በሎጂስቲክስና ሰፕላይ ቼን ማኔጅመንት፣ ኤምኤስሲ በአቪዬሽን ማኔጅመንት ተማሪዎቻችን በልዩነት ይማራሉ። በኬንያ ሀገር ከሚገኙ ስመጥር ዩኒቨርሲቲዎች በመጡ ፕሮፌሰሮች ስልጠናው ይሰጣል። ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ በዲግሪ ፕሮግራም በአቪዬሽን ማኔጅመንት፣ በአካውንቲንግና ፋይናንስ፣ በማርኬቲንግ ማኔጅመንት፣ በሆቴል ማኔጅመንት በምዝገባ ላይ ነን። በአጫጭር ኮርሶችም በፍላይት ኦፕሬሽን፣ በቲኬቲንግና ሪዘርቬሽን፣ በሆስቴስ፣ በሆስፒታሊቲ ማኔጅመንት እናሰለጥናለን። አድራሻ ከ22 አደባባይ ወደ ሾላ በሚወስደው መንገድ ላይ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ህልሞን እውን ያደርጋል።